everybody. Welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I've got Lava Joe.
Hey, man.
And Spaghetti Jim.
Did I miss the lava? Was I doing whales?
You were here.
Was I doing whales?
You were here. I'm sure you were here. It was like last week.
Or
the week before.
What is that in reference to?
Yeah, what show was that?
I can't even remember.
I literally can't remember what show that was in.
The
or
problem
what we did recently.
I mean, it was Weeds Are Married with Children, wasn't it?
Married with Children.
Yeah. So it was last week.
Was there lava in that show?
No.
Was
They
there
just
an
made-
Armageddon?
They made reference to like an off-camera character named Lava Joe.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was thinking like, what's that Pierce Brosnan movie?
GoldenEye.
Yeah,
Wow.
GoldenEye.
I mean, I believe,
GoldenEye's peak.
I believe you're speaking of Dante's Peak.
Yeah. And the lava,
Pierce Brosnan can do no wrong.
and his name was Joe. It
Joe-
probably wasn't.
Joe versus
They
the
call him
There's
volcano.
no way it was Joe. I'm gonna look it up see if it was Joe.
Pierce Brosnan's character?
Yeah.
Oh,
In
no.
Dante's Peak.
There's no way.
Tweet at us if you know.
Some suave,
wasn't it-
suave British man. Hello, my name is
Ooh,
Joe.
Linda Hamilton
Dante?
was the.
Dante. No, Dante was the name of the mountain, I'm pretty sure.
His name was Harry.
Get off my peak.
Dante. James Dante. His name was Harry,
Okay.
if you're wondering.
All right.
I guess that's good information to have for about 4 seconds before my brain just spits
But
it back
Linda
out.
Hamilton from Terminator was the gal in that movie. Didn't remember that.
The gal.
Yeah. The Bond girl.
I feel like I've seen both Dante's Peak and Volcano. Was it just called the other one?
Volcano.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen both of those.
That was back in the day when they used to do things like
What was the Elijah Wood one? was like a tidal
Deep
wave.
Impact
Was it? Yeah. And then Armageddon.
and Armageddon. Yeah.
Those two came out
Yeah.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when they did that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it was out, they always came out within like the same year of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it
Just
just really
months.
had to mostly be coincidence because
Yeah.
like a movie takes a long time to prepare and make. So
Yeah.
somebody was like, cool, let's do this like volcano movie. And there's like halfway through, they're like, shit, are you serious? They got
For real?
Pierce Brosnan?
Well, they did it with like, is it Black Hawk? Not Black Hawk Down. It's like Olympus Has Fallen, and the other one is something down. But they're both about just like the White House getting taken over.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I don't know what the other one's called.
I haven't
but-
seen either of those films. But I agree that this is a thing that happens, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
Like when they did Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and The Grudge. It came out the same. Oh,
Same, it's pretty much the
Wait a
same
minute.
thing.
it's the same movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. And then remember that movie with Bette Midler
I do remember that movie.
and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Joe said, but his face says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen that? It's classic.
Listeners that aren't in this room right now.
It's a great October film to break up your spookies because it's not very spooky.
Don't they like eat children?
Yeah, probably, but like
witches
you don't
eat
see
children.
it.
They like she like drinks a child in the beginning, doesn't
Oh,
she?
God. I don't know why
Like
that sounded
the
so gross.
essence of a child.
Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
It's
Drank a child's grace.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch
Haven't you ever done that?
Oh, yeah. No, that's Sunday brunch
That's what
for
we're
me.
eating today, right?
Yeah, I ordered a child's grace for dinner.
Mm.
But what show are we watching today, Jimmy?
We're doing Deadwood.
Oh,
okay.
all
I know
right.
that Josh has seen it,
I've seen some of it.
but Spaghetti Jim needs a spaghetti western,
There's
guys.
there's no the thing about when things like Josh has seen it. It's not like I have any idea what actually
it
happens.
was a while ago.
I know that Deadwood's about the town of Deadwood,
Yeah.
and I've seen on various advertisements that there is a Deadwood movie now. or
There's a
something.
movie. I don't know if it's out, but it's 2019.
That's what I was gonna ask about. I thought I saw it in the news recently.
When I was using your Hulu login to watch the Chernobyl miniseries that came out, I kept seeing advertisements for Deadwood the movie.
Yeah, the movie came out this weekend.
Oh, so just okay.
All right.
Topical. Wait,
So super topical.
8.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Hey. So is it a HBO release?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
have any of you seen things about Deadwood?
No, it's a western.
Yeah.
Why am I confusing this? Was there another like HBO show that was like with a circus? What's that show?
With a circus?
Yeah.
Entourage.
Dead Circus.
With
Entourage was pretty much a circus.
the guy with the weird eyes.
Oh,
Steve
man.
Buscemi. What's the Steve Buscemi?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That was a circus? No.
Wasn't that at like? Wasn't he in like True Detective or something?
No. I know what you're talking about. Now this is going to be us going, what? I don't remember. I didn't.
Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
not about a circus?
I don't think so. I thought that was like
Atlantic
mobbies.
City at the dawn of Prohibition. That's what it says.
Yeah, so it was prohibition and gambling.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
it's
a circus. There
More
was
of
not
the
a
West.
Don't
There's
forget
not a-
brothels.
not a bearded woman or a wolf boy.
Slightly different, but mostly the same.
So it's the West.
Yeah.
There's horses. There's cowboys. There's sand.
Sand.
Gets everywhere.
What else do you know about westerns, Joe?
Lassos. I played Red Dead Redemption like 2 years ago.
Ooh.
Like that game came out in like 2008, and I played it. Like,
Yeah,
last
and
year.
Red Dead Redemption 2 came out earlier this year or later last year. I don't remember
Yeah.
when it came out, and you haven't touched that.
Yeah.
Oh, you played the first one?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I played the first one on my Xbox 360.
Nice.
I did all good guy stuff. I was gonna go back and do all bad guy
Ooh,
stuff, but I never went back.
Couldn't tie up those ladies and put them on the railroad tracks. Couldn't deal with it.
I definitely did a lot of
Aw.
tying up, even as a good guy, just like tying up people and just like putting them in weird places.
What's the weirdest place you put somebody in that game?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, because you could like put them on like horses and just like send the horses out, right? Like
Yeah.
just out into the wilderness.
Well, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm a good guy. I
like
lassoed
a
this
nice
bad
thing to
guy
do.
up, and then I like rode away. And you're like,
Mhm.
you're in the middle of like the Mexican
you
desert.
murdered a man.
You killed that
you
man.
murdered a man.
He's gonna die slowly.
Yeah, very slowly, and it's gonna be awful.
Yeah.
You should have just shot him. But no, you were a good guy. No, I played that game. It was a good game.
I was the
where
Batman of the West.
Deadwood, I'm assuming, is a fictional city. I don't know where Deadwood, USA is.
Well, it's supposed to be Deadwood, South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota.
So that might be a real thing.
Weird.
My
That
immediate
actually sounds like a real thing.
it could be a South Dakota. Yeah, my immediate guess was like Colorado because that just seems like a cowboy show.
Yeah, I was gonna guess like Southwest, like in Arizona or something.
Sure. I mean, have you guys not been to like the Black Hills or whatever, and all the like westerny stuff that's out there?
Sure, but I don't
The
know.
what? The Black Hills?
There's like,
The who?
yeah,
There's hills. They're pure black.
in
Mm.
like South Dakota. There's lots of you can go see like western reenactments and like gunfights and stuff.
Wait, ask me about that again.
Hey Joe, have you ever been to like the Black Hills in South Dakota? No. Nice. It's funny because you don't know what it's gonna say.
I hate it.
This is my last word. No!
It's just, who sat and did all the takes for that?
Oh, it's Steve Carell.
Did you get that? Did you get that for him?
Yeah.
So Jimmy
I thought it would be funny.
for Joe's birthday this week. Jimmy gave Joe a no button. It's just a button.
Yeah.
It's one of those like closet
Big-
lights.
It looked like a satisfying thing to touch.
And so FYI listeners, we didn't get a soundboard. It's just
Just-
Joe
just
remembered
one
to
button.
bring a single button,
Yeah.
and hopefully he forgets it next week.
Pretty sure Jimmy didn't know this was gonna turn around so fast on him.
Yeah, I didn't really think this one through. I thought it would be more like the dog or something it'd be used against, but maybe Pete the cat.
In Dr. Quinn, was the town new in Dr. Quinn, or
I don't think so. I think she was new, right?
Dr. Quinn was new to town for sure?
Yeah.
But I mean, because they lost their other doctor.
I mean, everything was pretty new anyway.
I feel like this is. I feel like the setup, in a way, is probably similar. I bet this is a very similar to Dr. Quinn, except there's probably no main character really.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't remember pretty much anything about the show. I remember I watched a show with cowboys in it once.
It's HBO, so it's probably several characters, right?
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty typical thing for an HBO show to do. unless it's like based around one big star.
Is there magic?
Deadwood's not the name of the town.
Sorcery.
It's the name of the old book they found buried under the town.
Apparently, Deadwood is a city in South Dakota known for its gold rush history.
Okay.
So maybe there's some gold
So
action.
this show is potentially based in that South Dakota town. Interesting.
Yeah, and there's a cemetery there that's famous for having the graves of Wild West figures like Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane.
I'm pretty sure Wild Bill is a character in this show.
That would make sense.
If there's one thing I remember, it's maybe that. Because I don't know if I remember that correctly.
And a character called Just Jane, and this is like her origin story before she becomes a calamity.
I'm pretty sure I've been to Deadwood. The more I look into this,
Jimmy's making us watch a weird documentary film 2 years ago when he went and visited Deadwood,
I was like
South Dakota.
There was a time in like elementary school, and I was super into like Wild West outlaws and stuff, and like Doc Holliday. Is that the guy?
It's a guy.
And these kind of people, because we took like a family like road trip through South Dakota and went to all these places.
I think I remember when I played Red Dead Redemption a couple years before Joe played Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I played it, and the whole time, all I really wanted to do, I watched like 310 to Yuma like 3 times.
Nice.
Because I was like, I just want to watch a Western. Because I'm a cowboy.
Spaghetti stuff.
You guys ever like go to the Dells or something and take one of those like old timey photos that looks like you're in the
Oh,
Wild
yeah.
West or something?
Yeah.
No, but I know what you're talking
And
me
about.
like
neither.
the sepia tone.
Yeah. I went
They had those
into
at Valley Fair.
at work. I went into someone's office the other day, and like they had one of those like old timey photos, but it was like specifically Civil War themed, and there was like a Confederate flag in the background and stuff, and I was just like,
Wait, that was it.
I don't know.
In the office, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing that people don't go, this was fun.
Ballsy.
This was like just silly and fun with our family.
Yeah.
And then they go, and this is a fun pick. I'll bring it into work. And they don't go for 1 second and go, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't bring the flag in, you know?
With the guy lynched in the back. Maybe I'll leave this one at
It's
home.
historically accurate.
Maybe one of my coworkers will misconstrue this.
Or will accidentally totally get it right that I'm a racist. Wouldn't want that.
It's heritage.
Oh, Don, it all makes sense now. I know why I didn't get that raise,
Oh, man.
says his black coworker.
Oh no.
But
Oh, Donald.
that scared me. Legitimately.
It's much louder than I thought it would be.
The same, yeah. When we were playing this
Getting
at
good
Pat's, it
waves.
was
Yeah, when we were
didn't
out,
seem that loud.
It was loud in there.
the bar we were at on Tuesday didn't do that thing
It's
justice.
pretty loud. It was pretty hopping for a Tuesday.
Yeah. Hey, this is a long show. Let's dive into this.
Yeah.
Let's get watching Deadwood pilot. It's probably called something. It's probably called let me guess.
Pie World.
Welcome to Deadwood. Nailed it. All right, we will see you after the first episode of Deadwood. I was gonna say.
First episode of Pilot. It's
Pilot.
called Deadwood.
It's just called Deadwood?
Yeah.
I was 1 word off. I did great. See you after that. Hey, everybody, we're back from the pilot of Deadwood.
Mm-hmm.
Deadwood.
And people did die. Lots of death.
There was no trees. They were all dead. It was all dead wood.
As advertised.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we watched that show. Do you got to write it for us, Jim?
Oh, did you want a write-up?
As always.
Oh, God.
Joe,
Joe,
don't even push the
too
no
late.
button.
Joe, did you
You
have
messed
thoughts?
it up.
Sorry, Joe. Did you have a thought for the audience?
No.
Oh, no thoughts.
Okay, good. Okay, good to know.
Okay, let's try this one. After executing his last act of justice as a Montana marshal, Seth Bullock relocates to a gold mining camp known as Deadwood in Dakota Territory, where he and partner Soul Star look to start a hardware business. Bullock soon crosses paths with another new arrival, legendary gunfighter Wild Bill Hickok, and clashes with the formidable boss of the Gem Saloon and occasional deal broker, Al Swearingen. The Gem Saloon is what that place was called.
I did not get that Wild Bill was going to be like an adversary or like a like Seth met his match with Wild Bill. I was like they worked together to like save a little girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as he crosses paths with another new arrival.
Oh, new arrival. I thought
Not
you said
new-
new.
Arrival.
I fucked that up
Did
a
you
little
say
bit.
it wrong?
Should we back up?
Because I heard you
Let
say
me get another pass on
he
that.
crossed paths with another
Punch
new
me in.
rival.
I'm going to do another take.
He's a new arrival.
Got
Yeah.
it. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
He arrived into town,
All right.
into the town of Deadwood,
Yep. Understand. Is
South
that it?
Dakota.
Okay. Keep going. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Al.
well then, I mean, yeah. So main characters, Timothy Oliphant,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
killer in Scream 2
Spoiler.
Oh, shoot.
from a 1997 movie. He killed somebody 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Does that pass the statute?
Yeah, that is.
I'll Google
Jon
it.
Snow kills Daenerys in the end of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Spoiler.
Man.
If you didn't watch it by now, you didn't care. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's
been
true.
weeks. It's probably been over a month. But he was sheriff. He's moving to Deadwood to open shop,
Mm-hmm.
and they kept calling Deadwood like the town without law,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
seems
Does that just mean there's no
It's
sheriff?
wild out there.
wow.
Yeah, it's just too wild. It's too wild, Bill.
I had read that what's the guy? David Milch was the creator of this show. When he
Right.
was pitching this, he had originally it was the idea of like setting a show in like a lawless like Rome, like before they had like a fully like fleshed out society. But then they were already like developing a show called Rome.
Nice.
So then he was like, what if I just put it in the Wild West? And now we have Deadwood.
It's a good thing it was a
Check this
passion
out.
of his to make a western.
Like a
It
period
was the
piece.
second choice.
And they were like, but we're already making a TV show of Tombstone. He's like, all right, well, what if space?
Space
Oh,
then?
Space then?
Space?
Lawlessness in space.
Present day then.
What if it's a lawless group of people in the movie industry? Entourage already sucks. Let's not do that again. I mean, yeah, so it's just like a lot of characters,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Felt a little bit like, an HBO show starting. Or it's just like,
Yeah.
we know you're going to be back to watch this. You pay like $30 a month for HBO. So just here's, I'm just going
Here's
to
a
lay it all
ton
out
of
for you.
content.
Yeah. Come back next week.
I mean, without getting like into it, I guess, yeah, there wasn't, I would say, at least watching this first episode, there wasn't a whole lot about it that made me go, I really wonder what happens next.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm.
like
I
don't-
mean, of all the characters they introduced, they killed half of them. So
Yeah.
they got to keep throwing a lot of stuff at you, I think, week to week.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah. I just wasn't as hooked. Normally, I feel like I'm kind of a sucker for like pilots in a
Yeah.
way. I'm
Yeah.
always like, this show looks great,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is going to be about.
and like I mildly
from the
like,
pilot.
yeah, and I mildly like westerns
Yeah.
just in general. So like that makes me interested. And it's HBO, so I'm sure it's probably good. And that, just like you said, like
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
you're watching it, you're paying money, and you're like, I might as well keep watching it.
Exactly. Right. You're going to give it a shot.
And I'm sure it gets good.
Yeah.
So far, I'm sold. I mean, you can actually, I think, draw direct lines to Game of Thrones with these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got Al, who's just the devious bad guy. Like you love to watch him because you're like, what the hell is he gonna do? He's this like mastermind. That whole his little thing with going back and forth with the gold and like he was like swindling. It switched like 8 times. I feel like he was like making this plan about how we're gonna swindle the one guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like talking to E.B. Farnham. Who's the circus guy?
Farnham.
Barnum Bailey,
He was in this?
whatever that character was.
There's some guy named Farnham.
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 sounded a lot like the circus guy.
Farnham and Faley. So
Michael
you're saying,
Keaton.
so you're saying that character is a lot like Arya.
He's a lot like Cersei, maybe.
So that guy reminds you a lot of Hodor.
Oh, well, R.I.P. DJ Hodor.
I mean, they're all dead.
They're all dead now. And then you got the like kind of good guy. He's maybe like a Stark, maybe like a Snow. Bullock.
Yeah, I could see a Jon Snow in that.
Yeah.
Except he'll
Soon to
just
tell.
he,
He
I
did
think
kill a couple people in
killed a
this,
couple people.
but they were both potentially bad guys.
Who's
And then
Wi-
Wild Bill, he's like evil, but you like him. Maybe he's like the Hound.
I was like Jamie Lannister. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a Lannister.
Maybe he's gonna bang his sister later on in the show.
He's like a bad guy that you clearly are supposed to like.
Fair.
Calamity Jane's just a drunk, so maybe she's the Hound.
I mean, wouldn't she be more of the Brienne? Because she's like the lady dude.
Brienne's a knight, man. She's no drunk.
Well, she's not Calamity Brienne, which would be even cooler.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I'll watch the spin-off Deadwood Thrones mashup.
Game of Wood.
They also killed 1,000 people, just like in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't keep track of anyone, just like in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. A lot of people to get track of. There was some people that I liked like during it, like the Seth guy, Wild Bill. I liked Calamity Jane. And then
She's
I mean
great.
Al
She's
was
in,
interesting, obviously.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was like, what was her name? And then
Yeah, it's a lot of dudes with mustaches and hats. And It's
Yeah.
hard to like,
Yeah.
because they have that facial hair and the hat covering their head. It's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah. Just a mop top, and weird
They
mustaches.
should like color code them or something. It's just like, here's the green guy.
yeah,
Here's the red
they're
guy.
all just wearing drab
yeah.
wool suits. Got to be just sweating balls. How did people do that in the Wild West? It was like summer at all times, supposedly. At least we're led to believe in wild.
they're in South Dakota.
Westerns.
winter is coming.
Winter. See,
Yeah.
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
So Calamity Jane, did you guys recognize her at all?
No.
I mean, I knew she was a human I've seen before, but
Robin Weigert. She's in Jessica Jones season 1. For all you Marvel
as
lights.
what?
She's Hogarth's wife that Hogarth is divorcing.
Who the fuck is Hogarth?
The lawyer
Oh, the
that
Trinity.
Jessica Jones. Yeah, Trinity.
Trinity.
Yeah, from the Matrix.
Yeah.
Name's Hogarth. She's in like
Her name's Hogarth.
that's her last name.
I've-
She's
I've-
in like all of those Marvel.
I know
Netflix
she's in like
shows.
all of Jessica Jones. Apparently, I've never
She's
known.
in every single of the Marvel ones.
The minute she shows up on TV, I'm like, oh, it's Trinity from the Matrix, and
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
listen to anybody what they say.
Also,
her
Chump
name.
Scrubber.
Yes, great.
Carrie Ann Moss is in this?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, but she's in. Never mind. What else? What else you got?
I had that. So Al Swearingen is he's the owner of the saloon.
Yep.
And all around slimy but interesting dude. David Milch's first choice for that role was Ed O'Neill from Married with Children.
Oh.
Yeah. But then
Huh.
HBO was just like, nah, that's Al from Married with Children.
I will not
I
play.
mean, there's no part of me that would have saw him and went, nah, that's Al from it. Like, you know, never would have been like, oh, you're obviously like a dirty barkeep.
Yeah.
I'd
He
give it a
probably,
shot.
I mean, I bet he would have done
Dirty
it
for sure.
He probably could have done a good job.
I
And it
think
would have
so,
been
yeah.
good, but it would have been hard to
he's a good actor.
initially get over that
Well,
he's
yeah.
not Al.
Give him a mustache, though. We'll see.
That's
Yeah.
true. Get him a little curly Q.
Yeah, give him a hat. It's a whole different man.
Throw a ton of dust on him.
Get his hand out of his pants.
Get it into
Never
a
won't even
a
recognize him.
whore's pants.
Oh my.
Well, Al Swiggerton. What was his name?
Al Swearingen.
Swearingen. He ran a brothel.
Yeah.
The biggest.
He's a
little
bar owner and a
gem
brothel owner.
Saloon.
Look at him.
And he buys gems. I was very confused by that. This like first scene, the dude sitting at his bar, asking for drinks, but also selling Al like a hunk of gold or something. Like, is this like what? What is this? How many
Like, you want some
businesses
of
is
this?
this place?
He
and then
likes-
they go upstairs, and it's a brothel.
He likes pretty things.
Mm-hmm.
He's diversified.
You can't put out. You can't
Smart
put
man.
You can't have just one item in your portfolio, Jimmy.
I've been doing it wrong.
Not even in 1876 was that good. I like it when they talk about like the one guy like who Alex swindled and made him spend a bunch of money on something. I don't even know what he was buying.
I'm still.
And the guy was like, "I'll go to the bank and get
piece of
credit." And I
property,
was like,
maybe?
"They had credit?"
Yeah.
They had
I remember
banks in New York. Rich people did.
I mean, they
I'm
must
sure.
they must have had like a gang of hoodlums like in the back of the bank because it'd be like, "Cool, you want to loan me $10,000? I'm good for it." South Dakota, say goodbye. I'm going to California. Like, you know,
Just leave.
it's a big country and there ain't no cell phones or internet. How you gonna catch me?
Yeah, what's your collateral back then? Just more hunks of gold, which is just money. I don't know. Yeah, I'll lend you 20,000. Give me 20,000.
So I know you're good for it.
Yeah, I'll borrow it for you, but you gotta borrow me the same thing. Wait, this doesn't seem like a solid venture.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's
We'll
happening.
call up our historian Pete, the cat, and we'll find out about banking in the 1800s, and we'll get back to you.
Pete doesn't know shit about
Peter.
banking.
I feel like I had more things. Al at one point, like some information was given to him, and instead of he was like, "Do you want cash? Do you want a ball of dope?" That was kind of wild.
I laughed at that so much. I was like, a ball of dope, and the guy was like, "Ball of dope, please."
yeah, for sure. I'll take the
was,
ball of dope.
That guy was like, "You fucking trying to give me cash, man? Give me that ball of dope."
What kind of dope you think it was?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like opium or something. He's chasing the dragon back
ball. Yeah, it's got to be in ball form.
then?
Al was also the world's first Heisenberg, selling that
Just
blue
making
meth out in
blue
South
meth
Dakota.
In ball form.
Man,
It's perfectly spherical.
Blue meth, now in ball form. Ball of dope
it
form.
just reminded me of. Do you guys watch AP Bio at all?
I do.
N-O, no.
You son of a. I really hope that's coming through well.
I'm hiding that thing. You better not leave that here.
Oh no.
Because I'll send you a video of me smashing it with a hammer.
Oh man, we'll put that on the YouTubes. Anyway, let's see. I said Calamity Jane was in Jessica Jones. Oh, Charlie Utter.
Who's that?
He was a Hickok's buddy who was with him in like every scene.
Oh, okay, sure.
The old dude. He's like a cop in Sons of Anarchy. He's like in the whole show. He's like a cop who's basically letting the motorcycle gang get away with whatever they want and just letting it slide. They have an understanding. They don't bring any of their crap like into town. And
Okay, we gotta do what you
He's
gotta
great.
do. You gotta do what you gotta do to keep the peace. You know.
yeah. He seems like he's like a very specific guy. I've never seen him in anything but Sons of Anarchy, so I was surprised to see him in this.
I guess one other main character I feel like is kind of a main character we haven't talked about that's maybe pertinent is Trixie the whore.
You think she's coming back?
Well, I mean, she was in a lot of
A
scenes.
mainstay? Yeah, she was.
She was in the first scene she was in. She shot a man in the head because she beat him.
Right through the temples.
It was just like, but yeah, between the temples, like right behind the eyes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then she was.
And then the weird doctor came in, and he's like a Meister. Is that how you say it? From
What?
Game of Thrones?
Oh, I was like,
The
what do you-
weird doctors who just like really are just like studying like people and doing weird stuff. weird studies, bringing people back to life. Weird Frankensteins.
I don't think there's any necromancy in Deadwood.
So this guy, he was like super interested. He's like, can I have the body? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, take the body.
Are you sure he's like a necromancer? Or he just does weird shit with bodies, like
Oh well, I mean,
There's a lot to
what's
figure
the
out, man.
difference,
like
right?
hand stuff,
Yeah, probably all kinds of stuff.
mouth stuff.
All of it.
Um,
Probably weird.
but yeah, she was in it, and at one point after she got beat up. I mean, the very end of the episode was she like took her dress off and got into bed with Al. So
Also, Al definitely almost killed her. Like, gave her an ultimatum.
Oh
are
yeah,
you gonna,
sure.
You gonna keep shooting people in my brothel and killing them, or am I gonna murder you right now?
He definitely put a boot to her throat at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Hal's
Pretty
not
messed up.
Hal's not a nice man. But she was taking drinks with some dude who is Bobby from Supernatural. If I can have a Jimmy moment and talk about somebody from a different
Yeah.
show being in this show.
Ellsworth, I think was his name. I didn't write that down.
It was, yeah. And he's in Supernatural, one of the greatest shows ever. Can't wait for it to be over so we can do it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll watch 2 episodes of that.
But all in all, so far, I'm not sold on the show.
Yeah.
I would say if this was on a regular TV, if it was on ABC, and people are like, Deadwood's on, I don't think anybody would really tell me, yo, you got to watch this. Anybody credible in my life. And I would probably see it and go, yeah, I'll give it like 2 months and see if people keep talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Apparently people loved it because they just made a movie like 10 years later.
And I'm not saying that it's not going to be good and it wouldn't be good. I'm just saying, like, watching this first
From the
episode,
first
and just like
episode.
kind of knowing about it in the
Yeah.
ether, if it was out new now, I'd be like, I'll wait. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think if this were a show that were to come out now, obviously probably would be done differently. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think like Game of Thrones is
Game
the
of
same
Thrones
way.
is the same way,
Where
yeah.
it's just like, we're going to set stuff up. Like, trust us. You're going to want to see what happens.
I mean, Westworld's like the same.
Mm-hmm.
Westworld is like, hey, Westworld, it's a theme park, but the people are machines.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like just people walking around and chatting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I guess I didn't get pulled into Westwood either. I think I watched
Westworld,
Dead World?
Deadworld.
Deadworld, Westwood.
Underwood? Starring Kate Beckinsale? She's a werewolf.
Yep, I saw the movie.
Damn it! Oh man, Lava Joe.
But
What
she
was I
is.
saying about?
I don't know.
I just think, there's like shows now that I feel like, but maybe it's more like that now. I feel like if you can get away with having a slow show on like a binge like streaming site because you're
Yeah.
just gonna plow into the next episode.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're trying to stretch it out because people are just flying through it.
Mhm,
You don't want to burn a bunch of plot right away.
Yep.
Because people like complain now, like, this show starts slow. Well, that's because you're about to sit down and watch like 8 episodes in a row.
That's because they gave you
Get
the
off the
first
couch.
22 episodes in the same day.
Yeah. It's like I just think it's funny when people complain about that. It's like every like movie that's ever like won anything, people said, it's slow.
Slow doesn't really bother me because slow shouldn't be synonymous with the word with bad.
Mm-hmm.
Slow doesn't mean bad, it shouldn't.
No.
It does to most people. Ooh, slow. And it's like,
I think
it was so
I
good.
think this pilot was kind of slow.
right. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was great.
All right.
It's pretty much me. Let's predict.
Let's predict. Mine are all numbers based.
Ooh.
Gambling.
Gambling.
What's
Got
the action,
numbers.
Joe?
I think that
What's the big?
Seth has 0 mustaches. And by the end here, he just shaves off that mustache. Just going for a different look. I think we get 6 gunshots at least.
Mm.
I'm gonna count for gunshots. At least 6 gunshots. I have at least 1 butt because David Milch is the creator of NYPD Butts, and I think he owes me a butt.
One dude butt for Joe, please.
And it's HBO.
Did we see any
so-
butts in this?
Yeah, we saw
saw
We
boobs.
saw Trixie's butt too.
Yeah,
got
did
side
we see
butt.
No?
Side
All
butt, yeah.
Maybe we did.
And then there's a certain word that they used a lot in this pilot that I took note of, and I think there's going to be a lot of in the finale too. I have 3 cocksuckers.
No way! No way! I have a cocksucker count prediction.
Whoa! I did not catch on. I didn't catch the cock. in
There
this
was
one.
so much cock.
Oh man. Well, let me go. Joe, my first one, I guess, is I hope one of the gunshots that you hear kills a horse because a horse dies.
Oh, a horse dies. Oh, poor
Okay.
horsey.
What if it's like strangled? No point.
No,
No,
it's gotta be
my
gunshot.
no, it doesn't. Mine is just a horse dies.
All right.
So if a man strangles a horse with his bare hands, I want 2 points.
No.
second one, I think Trixie is head whore, or I'm like mama whore.
Dolly Parton.
Mama.
Mama.
Is that a thing? Is there a whore mom?
Principal whore.
Brothel mom?
Um,
Whore number 1.
yeah, she's whore number 1.
Yikes.
I think Seth is the sheriff of Deadwood.
Okay.
I think they have cops now, and Seth assumes that role.
Mm-hmm.
I am the law.
And I think Wild Bill is dead or gone.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like that guy cost too much money.
His wildin' days are over.
What is he? He's from something? Did
Yeah.
we talk about that?
I don't remember what, but I'll remember while you're doing predictions.
Oh,
go.
That's going to bother me. Okay. So my number 1, I have greater than or equal to 5 cocksuckers.
Okay. I got 3, so
okay.
we'll see.
So I need 2 more. I said I think Seth Bullock kills Wild Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that works. I hope he kills him as the sheriff, and I get 2 points out of your 1.
Wait, what?
Because that means Wild Bill would be dead,
Yeah.
and Seth would be the sheriff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Number 3, I think Al gets killed in this episode.
Okay.
I think he's got a big death scene. Maybe he explodes.
He pops.
Maybe he pops into a just a bloodbath.
It would be fun if all Bills pop when they die.
That was a True Blood reference. Okay, number 4.
They know. They listen to all our podcasts.
They listen to every one of our episodes, especially if they're on HBO. Also, did you notice how I'm trying to burn through HBO shows so I can stop paying for
Cancel
that
it.
monthly?
Yeah, soak it up now.
Stay tuned in a few weeks when we watch. Is Westworld over? No.
6 feet under.
6 Feet Under. Californication. Number 4, Jane. Oh, Calamity Jane is training an orphan mini-me. So
That little girl.
the little girl. So the family. Did we talk about that?
The family from Minnesota who got
There's a
ripped
family
apart by
from
thieves.
Minnesota who got ripped apart, and the guy blamed it on Indians
Mm-hmm.
and came into town and was, for some reason, telling people about it, trying to get out of whatever he did, I guess.
When you kill a bunch of people, don't go into town and tell everyone you did it,
yeah.
and then like
I
go
mean,
back.
He told everyone that other people did it.
Don't
And
do
then
that
they went
either.
out there and they were like, yeah,
Just-
Native Americans are smarter than this.
Just leave.
you left all the stuff. You left all the goods.
Get the bank loan and go to
And
California.
they forgot to kill
It'll be
one
fine.
little girl, and Calamity Jane has her and took her to the Frankenstein doctor.
Rule number 1 in killing a family: don't forget to kill the little girl.
Oh, you know what else we didn't talk about is how the split second they showed the guy who Trixie kills, shoots him through the head.
Mm-hmm.
Then they tell him to go get the Chinaman, is what Al says. And then later, an Asian man walks the corpse into a pigsty where they eat him.
Yeah.
So is that going to be a normal?
I don't know. That was
Like a
you're right
mafia-
though. That was just the thing that happened in the show.
They just walked away from that like it was nothing at all.
Yeah,
It
that was just a scene that was shot and put into the show, and then we just carried on.
never talked about it.
Yeah.
It was about 20 seconds of film that I feel like is going to be a recurring thing. Can I add another one? Someone gets fed to pigs. Can I add a number 5? Half point?
Wait,
Point 3.
Oh,
Wow,
that one was
that's an
intense.
aggressive one.
Yeah.
the button really doesn't want you to do that.
Oh, fine. God. Man.
Was that all your predictions? Do we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was 4.5 with the pigs. Joe?
Don't make him push the button again. All right. Well, hey, let's get into this finale of Deadwood, season 3, episode 12, called "Deadwood Burns to the Ground." At
Ball
the
of
end
dope.
The end of the Wild West.
What's
It's
the
a long
over
title.
under on balls of dopes?
Ball of dopes.
I hope everyone in town is issued a ball of dope in the beginning
Game
of
of
the day.
Thrones, ball of dopes.
Ball of dope.
Everyone gets their ball. Welcome to Deadwood.
All right. Well, we'll see you after the finale. And we're back from the Deadwood series finale. I don't remember what it was called.
Tell
Tell-
him something pretty.
Tell him something pretty.
It's a little something.
No, something pretty.
A little something, something.
Yeah. You got to write up for us, Jim? Jim?
The camp turns out to vote, but as Bullock notes, the election may already have been decided. In light of the populace's mood, Langrish, played by Brian Cox, delays the opening of his theater and ponders his future in Deadwood. Hawkeye, somebody, don't know who that is, arrives at the Gem with almost 18 men to complement Wu's contingent. Alma works out a deal for her claim. Joni reaches out to a frustrated Tolliver, though through EB, Hearst issues his conditions for departure, forcing Swearingen to finish what Burns can't. Kill a hooker.
Whore.
Pretending to be Trixie.
Swearingen really didn't he wouldn't kill people. He was too much of a scaredy cat, maybe.
Didn't want to get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Until he had to.
Well, he even said he never learned how to use. He's like, I never learned how to use a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Just too stuck in my ways. And don't you just point and pull the trigger? Back then, guns weren't that hard, right?
He's used to knifing.
They were probably less accurate, if anything, back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. No way they had any accuracy whatsoever. Who was the new guy? The evil
Which?
the evil dude
Psy?
who killed the
Just
opium
killed a
guy?
random dude, and then
By stabbing him in the leg.
and then threatened another hooker,
Mm-hmm.
the gun to the head, and she whipped her boobies out.
She got away with the old
And
boob
then
show.
Thought he was gonna kill Hearst. He just seems to be a bad guy. If you have a show and you just need a random bad guy, he was a bad guy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, he was.
Marvel fans.
Generally, just a lot of things in this episode just sort of simmered. There's a lot of tension going on.
A lot
are
of
getting
things
real.
did simmer.
Yeah.
It's like if you were watching
Almost brought to boil.
It's like if you were watching a pot and it was on the boiling point.
Yeah.
And then instead it just dramatically went down to a really low simmer.
Yeah.
Wait
Instead
a
of
minute, what?
High
you're
tensions.
watching a pot boil and the water is gonna overflow from the boiling, and then you just turn the stove off, and then the credits roll.
And then nope.
It was a very accurate way of how this show ended.
Because there was a whole thing where the characters were kind of meeting up in not the town square, but just the main road where the crazy guy was on the roof, and what's his name, Seth was on the road yelling at people.
Yeah.
There's the election going on. There's just all of these people with guns, and it was very tense. And then Seth was like, "Hey, don't you be nodding at people. You just move along." And then the guy was like, "All right," and they just moved along.
Did they?
And that was that.
And that was that.
Did they think they were gonna do another season?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
for sure they did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was canceled.
Yeah, it was unsure about whether they were gonna do a third season. Then it got canceled, but then they made an offer to David Lynch to hey, you could do 6-episode season if you wanted, and he was just nah, I'm already doing other stuff. But then and then there was talks about doing the movie Forever and Ever, and now it finally came out.
And then the movie came out, and the movie is 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has it been 10 years since this was on?
It's been more than that, I think.
Okay.
I think it ended in 2007, I thought. Let me back up here. 2006 is when it ended.
Okay, so it's even been the movie takes place in the past even.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when they started filming, it had been 10 years.
Sure,
They didn't
sure.
think that far ahead.
Okay.
Because I think it's pretty specifically every episode of this show is one day.
Mm-hmm.
One day in the life.
So each season was about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? That's how they did it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What did you guys have a conversation about all this fun trivia while I was somewhere else?
No, we were just reading
I'm
the same IMDb. I think.
Okay. I didn't read any of this.
We were texting each other. We were just oh, did you read this?
Guys, let's tell Josh all these fun things. We got this.
Joe and I know how to read. Is what happened.
Mm.
So yeah, it was a slow boil, and then like I was hanging on because it seemed like stuff was gonna happen right at the end, and like I was gonna count up the gunshots and count up the bodies, but it all just fizzled out.
It really was like I was waiting for it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause even the music was like, oh, someone's gonna get mad,
Yeah.
and it was like, nah.
Hardly any
roll credits.
hardly any dead people. One cocksucker.
One
Not to
cocksucker.
get too far ahead. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this was probably a really good show, though.
I mean, yeah, it was like I was disappointed in like the action and what like because it's just so weird that a show would lean so many different times into like actions about to happen
Mhm.
and then it never once happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like with that, I was definitely disappointed in like this, but I mean, maybe in the 36 episodes this show had, they didn't really, maybe there wasn't many gunshots, you
Yeah.
know, and that's just kind of, that's par for the course.
Or maybe it was all in the second last episode.
Yeah, maybe the one.
Or maybe they're saving it all for season 4.
We only saw one gunshot in the previously on, and that was Trixie shooting Hurst, and he was fine.
He's doing okay.
He was very upset about it. He apparently was gonna like shoot up the whole town until Al had to kill some other lady and put her in Trixie's dress.
Do you imagine being so mad at somebody that you want them dead, and then when someone else could just kill somebody who vaguely like fits your description, and that guy's like, yeah, that's the person who shot me. We're good. And it's like,
Yeah.
you were so mad at that person, you literally didn't even know what they looked like.
I imagine that scenario literally every day. No, I'm just kidding.
You killing someone that doesn't know what you look like?
Yeah, or whatever.
You psychopath.
I'm not really sure. I got lost in what part of that I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be the guy who is so angry that he doesn't know what ladies look like.
Or the murdering whore that shoots him.
He didn't. He was fine.
Oh yeah, the
She
shooting.
shot him in like the arm from point blank. She did a bad job.
And if-
Definitely killed a guy in the first scene through the head in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get this guy.
Slippery.
She's developed the need for glasses in the couple seasons that we've seen. The other thing that was puzzling that I looked up that I told you guys about, I wasn't texting you guys secrets, was that the Al guy, Sweargan.
Yeah.
I can't get his last name.
Al Bundy?
Swearingen.
Astronema.
Al.
He was talking to a box,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
and apparently that had an Sioux Indian's head in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in the very first episode, he was like telling people to like go kill this guy and I'll give you money for his
Mhm.
head.
Yeah, because he was mad that they had stopped drinking and whoring and gambling because everyone was talking about, they're all spooked about how the Indians killed the family from Minnesota.
Which
Mhm.
is
But then it
interesting.
turned out
'cause
they did not
Does
do
that
that.
mean that he put out like a go rip this Indian's head off? Like,
Oh, that was a
bounty?
perfectly innocent person.
And yeah, he
It's
didn't
an
do it.
innocent man's head in a box for several years
Yeah.
now.
Oh, God.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing like a dude talking to a box with a head in it.
Mm-hmm.
That has to smell pretty bad. Right?
Imagine a lot of that town smelled pretty bad. It's just like, it's just death and whoring,
Ugh, what a weird
And
combo.
Axe body spray.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why
Axe
they
bomb.
haven't.
Little known fact that Axe body spray was invented in the Wild West in 1876.
It's been around a long time. That's why it smells the way it does, actually. That explains a lot. It's so strong because it had to cover up all the sex and death.
Axe body spray, keeping cowboys and bros smelling a different kind of nasty since 1876.
Dang. I think you should shop that to them. They might take you up on that.
Axe body spray, smell like a different kind of nasty
Oh.
because Axe body spray is disgusting.
Yeah.
That's the idea here.
Don't
Just to be clear, it smells like butt.
stop wearing it.
It smells like doo doo.
And also death. It smells like it's purposely trying to cover up death. Stop selling it to middle schoolers. You got it over there? Oh, I think I had some things. Did I have some things? Oh, well, Hearst is Gerald McRaney
Who dat?
of Major Dad from the early 90s. Anybody? We should definitely
Is that a
watch
TV
that
show?
show. Yeah.
No, that's
He-
that's the general
He
from.
was just an angry dad.
It's a real life.
That is his name. It's Major Dad.
Yeah.
Major
Those-
Stephen
those are
Dad.
his titles.
That's just a friend of my father, Major Stephen Dad.
Brian Cox, that was pretty fun. Playing a theatrical guy. He's always great. Oh, I didn't recognize Trixie in the first episode at all. But she's also from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
And
There's a lot of crossover here.
yeah, a lot of Sons of Anarchy people's in this. She's also Katniss's mom, if you're a Hunger Games fan. Like in every single one of those movies. And she's also in Tombstone. And she's Irish. And she did not sound at all Irish in this.
What's her zodiac sign, Jimmy?
Gemini, I believe.
Cool. Same.
Nice.
Dope. I am. It's like. I think we said it before. The show was slow, but.
And you're hating. You're hating on it. Go ahead.
I'm not
Go ahead.
hating. I just
No,
don't.
go ahead.
I don't think it's my kind of western.
All right.
I think I have. I think so far what I've seen, I have like a thought in my head of like what kind of western I like,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, yeah, like dirty cowboy dudes drinking whiskey in bars, but also shooting their guns every once in a while.
guns,
Just,
riding their horses in the
just
moonlight.
once in a while.
I feel like they always like there needs to be like
Needed
trained.
more outlaw.
I need more outlaws
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm kind of like, like when the big bad is like just some fat dude that wants to like kill a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
You
Just-
remember in the original Red Dead when you like first go into Mexico and it's like nighttime and you're like riding your horse over the border and it's just like the full moon and like the soundtrack kicks in.
yeah.
That scene was like better than this show.
Oh man. Dang.
It's pretty cool, Jimmy. It's pretty cool.
It's
It
like
sounds awesome.
It's like not quite a cut scene because you're still controlling yourself riding the horse, but like the music and like the lighting kicks in at the right time.
Yeah, that sounds
tight.
dope.
You made me describing that made me go, that description was better than this show.
Hmm.
And I don't even know what the music was or anything.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well,
I
Jimmy,
looked up that Wild Bill died in the 4th episode, so that's probably
oh wow.
when- yeah, which he was not killed. I just wanted to know if he was killed by Seth, but he wasn't. He was killed by like an assassin guy who killed him in real life while
Wait.
they were playing cards.
There's assassins.
There's a thing, yeah.
They have
I mean,
ninjas.
not. Like, I mean, an
I'm into the
assassin
show
sounds like
again.
assassin sounds he's like a ninja, but he was just
Like
a
a
guy
bounty
who was
hunter?
killing,
Gotcha.
people with bounties on their heads, and they were playing cards. And like the legend goes that he had, like the hand that he was holding was a pair of aces and eights, and that's called the dead man's hand now.
Oh. The dead man hand.
Yeah, if you got a pair of aces and eights, you're probably gonna die.
Cool.
So be careful.
All right.
Just fold.
Yeah.
So are you defending this show, Jimmy? And are you gonna watch it?
I kind of want to watch it. It's 3 seasons, you know.
It is not that much of a
Whatever.
time commitment.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
12 episodes.
Plus the movie that like
The
That interests
poster,
me.
the poster for the movie, it's just text. Oh, it's text and like a hand holding a gun, but it says "Welcome the fuck back."
okay, that's
So I
awesome.
feel like that
a
sells
lot
me on
of
it.
a lot of language in this.
Yeah,
No cocksuckers though.
Well,
just
one.
the one.
Just the one.
Speaking of that, why don't you get into your predictions?
All right. So 0 points for greater than or equal to 5.
What?
CS's.
Okay.
Seth did not kill Wild Bill. Al did not get killed. I thought for sure he was gonna get killed in that last scene.
hmm
After he killed the lady, I was gonna like come back and get him. Nope. And then Jane had some kind of relationship with that orphan girl, Sophia, who, by the way,
Were
I
they
looked
ever
up
in the
her
same room?
IMDb. Yeah.
even?
Yeah, the little
Oh,
girl
right,
was in like 2 scenes, and one of them was when she was just like doing something with Jane,
Mhm.
and the other lady came in who Jane maybe wanted to be lesbians with. Did you guys get that vibe?
I got
Had
that
a
vibe.
very lesbian-y vibe,
I got that vibe.
trying to make her into a lesbian. Just because she likes shooting guns. Come on.
She also plays women's basketball professionally.
Well, that's hot. Yeah, she was clearly doing something with Sophia and had some kind of special relationship, but didn't see any. Like, I wanted her to be like teaching her how to like use a gun or something,
Yeah, well,
a
'cause
lasso at the very least.
she was also with that other lady. The kid was with that other lady a lot.
Yeah, it
She was
seemed
like-
like that lady, the rich lady,
Adopted
adopted her.
her,
Yeah. Which neither here nor there. I looked up the little girl's IMDb. She was in this show for every episode and has never done anything since or
Hmm.
before. I was kind of surprised by
Now
that.
she just hangs out with Macaulay Culkin and all the other child actors.
She must have not been in the movie. That wasn't on her IMDb.
Hmm.
So she's done. Checked
Out.
out.
Okay.
Well, so you got a big
Where
old
is
zero?
she now?
You got zero?
That's a 0 for me. Dog.
I had that Seth has 0 mustaches and he had 1. I had
Just the one though.
yeah. I had 6 gunshots and there was 0.
Yeah,
which
what
I
the
was
fuck?
Surprised by that. There's flat 0.
Man.
There shouldn't be a single episode in a cowboy show ever that goes with no gunshots.
Yeah, just
Somebody
fire a
could
gun
have
when you
fired
walk into
one
a room.
off.
And in fact, there should be at least equal to or more gunshots than number of episode it is. Should have been at
They
least.
were just
30
firing guns into the air
There
in the
should-
pilot.
There
for
should
no
have been
reason.
at least 36 gunshots in this episode.
In this show, you mean?
Yeah,
It's
because it was
36 in this show.
Because it was.
Man.
It wouldn't be that hard to get to 36. Now that I like have made that joke.
How many people had? There was at least 36 people that had guns.
Yeah. So exactly. I had 1 butt and there was 0 butts.
Almost.
Man.
You almost got a butt.
Yeah. And I had 3 cocksuckers and there was only 1. So that's
Oof.
0 points.
Just listening to your predictions, I understand why you're disappointed by this. I'm learning more.
I'm getting it. My first one was a horse dies. I believe all the horses survived.
Horses
fine.
lived. No harming of horses.
Seth is the sheriff. I assume he is.
Something.
He holds some position. I don't know. Maybe mayor.
He's got a
He had a star,
He has a
but
cop's
Charlie
badge.
had a star too.
sure. Well, he's law enforcement. So what do you want me to do with that?
Co-sheriffs.
Sure.
I'll take 0.5
Okay.
because he was law enforcement. Trixie is head whore, or mama, as apparently I called her earlier. I know if she was, there's no
kinda-
way for us to know.
Yeah.
I think they have a flat org. I don't think there's any rankings.
So just whore 1, whore 2, and that's not a ranking. That's just that's just whatever number you walked in the door that day.
Mm-hmm.
But then Wild Bill is dead / gone. He's
gone.
He's definitely dead and gone.
He gone.
So I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one blind.
And he gone. Oh wow.
So I got 1.5.
Cool.
I'll take it.
All right.
Joe, if people want to give you compliments or do show
Send
suggestions
you-
or whatnot,
Send you axe
There's
in the mail.
or send you some Axe body spray,
bottles.
how do they get a hold of us?
We're at fnlpodcast@gmail.com and also at fnlpodcast on the Twitter.
Fandle.
The Twitterverse.
Fandle Podcast.
Hashtag Fandle.
You know how to spell podcast, right? I don't need to spell that for you.
PY.
P again.
PAWDKAST.
Like a backwards K though, like corn.
Yeah. If you hit double shift, it actually turns backwards.
That'd be awesome. If I were to learn, that would like my brain would explode if I learned one day there was a hotkey for a backwards K.
I'd send memos at work with a backwards K.
That was a specifically like in the corn like font.
It's
Just
actually
the K.
backwards R and corn.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. So the capital
what do I
backwards
know?
R.
I was more of a Smash Mouth guy.
There's a backwards M in the Smash Mouth logo.
upside down.
What letter's backwards in Limp Bizkit?
Probably the Z, right?
Z's just an N.
Yeah.
Cool.
Binkit.
Well, we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, I've been done. Are we still
Alright.
recording?
No.
No. 1,000 times no.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry,
you heard
Button.
him.
We're done.
Let's keep going.
We're done, Button.
Guy from Seinfeld?
Tune in next week for another exciting episode of First and Last, where I pick the show. So make a good suggestion, and maybe I'll pick yours.
Ooh.
I'm not picking Deadwood again.
Well,
Yeah,
that'd be weird if you did
Second
that.
week in a row. We're doing it again.
You don't know the rules of the show, Josh?
Not anymore. I forgot them. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.
The button's so loud. I feel like I woke up this entire apartment building.
It is a loud button.
Is there no volume switch?